So you guys, I just wanted to come on here today just to lift you up, to inspire, to motivate everybody. A lot of times we're so stuck on social media and what's going on around us, we forget to look at our goals in life is to inspire people, to inspire other people. And one of the things that really right now is just plaguing on me is knowing our own worth, having self-esteem, having self-confidence, being focused and being determined for ourselves. Because if we don't take care of ourselves, where would we be? You know what I mean? So I just want to share some quotes with you guys today. I want to share the definition of self-esteem and help people understand what it is to have self-confidence and self-esteem. One of the main reasons why I want to come on here is because a lot of times we're looking at social media and we're looking at everything that everybody is posting, what's going on in their life, and we don't know everything that's going on. We only see what they allow us to see. With that said, I'm just going to give you a brief, synopsis of me. So, in a nutshell, most of my life going throughout going throughout elementary school, junior high school, even in high school and college, I went through a lot of bullying and being teased and things like that. And what ended up happening was I became a mean girl as well. Because I was taking it for myself, I started to get into fights. I started to do things that weren't cool. You know what I mean? Just to fit in, just to feel like I was a part. Even though I looked different, I wanted to be a part. I didn't want to be the girl that was teased all the time. But at the end of the day, you cannot change little kids. Little kids are treacherous. Teens are treacherous. They say what's on their mind, and I completely understand that. However, growing up, I was already going through things at home. The last thing I needed was to go through stress at school as well. So, in a nutshell, I had to basically have a great support system. And, it's a good thing that I had a great mom and I had other supporters around me and things like that, because during that time, I had no self-esteem. I had no self-respect at all. Anytime you could put your hands on other people at the drop of a hat, you have no self-respect. And the reason why I say that is because you never know what the other person is going through, why they're acting out, why they're doing this, why they're doing that. But we act according to how we feel at the time, and that might not be the most, respectful or appropriate thing to do. So at the end of the day, I acted out. Things were going on at home. I didn't like it. I didn't talk about it. I just became extremely rebellious. I did things that, most children or teenagers do, but I just didn't, I don't know, I guess I did, at that time I didn't really care about trying to better myself, because I was like, what's the point of bettering myself when I'm stuck in a situation regardless? I just did not care. So, throughout elementary school, I got in a lot of fights. My grades weren't that great. Even though my parents knew that I was very smart, I was acting out. So, my grades suffered a lot of times. I'm rolling forward to junior high school. I wanted to go to Shaw, and my parents wanted me to go to Jefferson Junior High School. So they sent me to Jefferson Junior High School. Went there because I was out of bound and because, quote unquote, I had special needs. They put me in an all-girl class full of girls that, truth be told, was reckless. In that class, all we did was fight because people got suspended all the time, expelled. Nothing was really being learned. So that wasn't the appropriate time in my life for me to be subjected to that type of experience. So what ended up happening to me was I went from just being a little bad to being extremely uncontrollable. I fought, I stole, I lied, I cussed. I did everything possible just to let out how I was feeling. If you said one word wrong to me, we were fighting. I didn't care. You know, I had a dress code. I hated the dress code. I wouldn't wear the dress code. You know, I really just didn't like my life. I didn't like who I was or what I was subjected to, and basically how it was affecting me and how I felt like nothing could change. So once I got into a whole bunch of fights and stuff like that, I was, I guess you can say, expelled. I was told that I could not return back to the school ever again, not even to come onto to the school premises. And my parents transferred me to Shaw Junior High School, where I originally wanted to go in the first place. Went to Shaw. Everything was great. My neighborhood friends were there. My grades were getting better. You know, things were awesome. I made friendships, and one of the best things that happened to me was they put me in a class with a teacher that till this day is a part of my life. And anyone that knows Miss Russell knows that she's a loving and caring woman that will be there for you, that will teach you, that will help your parents mold you into the person that you should be. Needless to say, she helped me in my learning, my reading, and everything like that, because what a lot of people don't know is that your girl is dyslexic. So a lot of times I have to reread things over and over again. Even when I'm doing certain assignments, or if I'm filling out an application, a lot of times I read stuff backwards, or I do the application backwards. I do a lot of stuff backwards, but one of the things I can say is I can remember some numbers. However, processing certain things just don't process the same for me as it would for people that's normal and don't have dyslexia. They don't read things backwards or see things backwards or remember them backwards as I do. So I have to practice a lot, I have to read a lot, I have to focus a lot to be able to make myself look and appear normal. So even before I transferred to Jefferson, I went to Jefferson for 7th grade. They wanted to send me to this school for children with special needs. And my mother was like, my child is not illiterate, she's not stupid, she's not dumb, she's going to go to the best schools in DC, public schools, and she will not be going to this retarded school. So I did not go to school. I ended up going to Jefferson, and then all of that happened. But back to Shaw. Got to Shaw, things got better. My grades got better. I think my 8th grade year, I probably got into 2 fights. Of course, my mother and Miss Russell basically got into my grill because I was doing good. I was improving. My grades were looking good. I was on the honor roll. Everything was to par. I was on my way. Rolling forward towards the end of 8th grade. You guys, when I tell you, I was one of the most rebellious, untrainable kids in America. I'm not lying. Like, if you told me to sit down and don't move, I'd be in the next building doing everything you told me not to do. If you told me I had a paper due on this date, you'll get it when I feel like giving it to you. If you wanted me to do something, I did it when I felt like doing it. I didn't do it when you wanted me to do it. I just did not listen. I did not care to listen. I didn't care. To be completely honest with you, I didn't care so much, and I got in trouble so much and was disciplined so much that it got to the point where I would just bring my mother the belt. I did X, Y, and Z. They're going to call you today. might as well whip me. Let's get this over. You're gonna take the phone. You're gonna take the, I didn't care. It didn't matter to me. You know what I'm saying? I did not care. I did not know my self-worth. I did not have respect for me or anyone around me. So, you know, when you're in school, they sit up here and they drill in your head, oh, you know, starting at 9th grade, that all counts towards, you know, you moving forward in your life and being able to get into college and things like that. So when you're exiting 8th grade, they start to prepare you for college and start talking about college and stuff like that, as well as Ms. Russell used to always keep us informed of a lot of things that a lot of teachers didn't necessarily educate their students on or care about, but she did. She cared a whole lot about us, and still to this day she cares about every student that she's ever had. And I try my best to stay in touch with her, and matter of fact, I just went to see her about a month ago, and she's doing fabulous and looking great. But I try to, you know, keep her informed on everybody, let her know the amazing things that's happening in everybody's life, and that's just a bond that she created. She asked to keep us every single year that we were at Shaw. So we had the same classmates for homeroom for 3 years. Well, I was there for 2, but most people was there for 3. So we created a bond, and most of us still communicate even now, and we're now 33 and 34 years old. But most of us still communicate ever since of the age 14. So that's extremely commendable, and that goes to show that there are teachers out there that will love you and support you when you're struggling, or when they see that you're lacking something or you need some type of support. So as I was saying, I got in so much trouble, beatings, punishments. My parents did the works, whatever they could do to try to keep me, you know, tamed. They did it. It didn't work. It took for a light to click in Noel's head to say, girl, you are way over here in the deep end and you tripping. So during the summer before 9th grade, I had an epiphany and I decided to make myself over. My grades were amazing. I was on an honor roll. All I had was A's and B's. I did science fair projects because I was very, okay, let me be real with y'all. Undercover, I'm a geek, okay? That's why I'm very silly. But I love scientific things. I love technology and how things evolve. I love researching things and learning about them and different things like that. So in science, I joined the science fair. I won first place in the overall project in the science fair. Went on to Metcon, did that. Went on to Citywide, did that. All of those places I excelled, exceeded, won trophies and awards and things like that, which was great. Moving forward, I went to go to Dunbar Senior High School. However, Coolidge recruited me, went to Coolidge. Coolidge was depressing. So I stayed there for a year and I left, and I went to Dunbar where I wanted to go. And Dunbar was just awesome. I was still a fat chick. So people still tease me about different things. But the great thing is that, you know, I had Miss Jones. And Miss Jones, you know, was a friend of Miss Russell. And I had this circle around me. So I had my mom, I had Miss Russell, I had Miss Jones. And then I had some other people that was coaching me on, pushing me forward to be the best that I could be. And so throughout Dunbar, I maintained my average. I stayed on honor roll and everything. And I graduated with honors and everything, and part of the top of my class. And that was amazing. Yeah, I went through a lot of stuff in high school that I did not talk about or share. I did do some sneaky stuff where I hid some things, but that's neither here nor there. I'm not going to bring those back up. But I did suppress and hide a lot of things, and a lot of emotions that I was feeling, but I focused and made sure I maintained my grades. When I graduated from TUMBLR, I wasn't going to go to college. I was just going to jump into a career in the government. But then I said, you know what? So much going on, so many people dying, so many people getting pregnant, so much stuff going on, and I was subjected to it. I was going through it myself, and I just didn't want that for me. So I said, okay, I'm going to go away to college. Went away to college. I met some wonderful people there. I had some crazy experiences there. But at the end of the day, it made me grow. It made me understand who I really was and taught me that I cannot run from my problems, my issues, or anything that I'm going through. If God put me in that position, then it was meant for me to be there, to experience it, to grow, to be stronger, to remain humble, to understand where it is that He wants to take me. So I went there for a year, and then I stayed out for a year. Then I went back, and then I realized in that last year that I was living a severe double life, and I was one person at school, totally different person at home. At school, I was turned up, smoking, drinking, sex, partying, fighting, clubbing. The typical honor roll, straight A student basically became wild. I hit a major depression where they, put me on medication, and I basically became mute. I had no emotions. I was really quiet. My ex-fiance, he had got shot up and killed, and I didn't care. And I held it in for a long time because it was a lot to it. And I went through a lot with him. But when you're on pills to suppress your emotions and your anxiety and stuff that you're going through, it does not help you at all. It just suppresses it. So at the end of the day, I took myself off the medicine. I told myself, okay, you got to figure out what is wrong with you and start to work on you. So that's what I did. Temp agencies and started temping, working in government jobs and stuff like that. Did that for years. I was bored out of my mind. And I think it was because I'm a visual person. Once I learn how to do something, I'm like this. I get it done. I'm not going to sit there and wait around to the last minute to get it done. And I will be at work and I will get my work done. And then I'll be bored the rest of the day. Like, you got something else for me to do? So then, when you work in tip agencies, sometimes the contracts are extended or they're not extended. And a lot of times my contracts weren't extended. So, I started to look into, what is it that I really want to do? Do I want to go back to school? What is it that I want to do? So, I enrolled into Aveda Institute, and I went to Aveda Institute. And it was then when I started to realize my self-worth. I started to have confidence about myself. I started to realize that I'm way more than what I thought I was. I can retain more knowledge than I thought I could. And I found out my passion was beauty, And it was crazy because it was right there in my face. Ever since I was a little girl, I've always been strong and pretty and silly. Even though I did hit my stages of being a tomboy, but I was like a pretty tomboy. Like, it was ridiculous. I would have a beat face with, Jordans and some sweatpants on, and Even my walk was like, I was walking in heels but in flats, so it was like a tomboy girl walking. And it was crazy because people used to always tease me, like, why are you always modeling, even when you walk? But that was just me. But yeah, so I did that, and during that time I was in a tough relationship, and that relationship lasted for like 6 years, and finally it's over. I really thought that he was the man of my dreams, and we was going to get married and everything was going to be amazing. But I also had to learn what I'm worth, and what I was subjected to being with him was way far away from what God would want for me. So I ended our relationship. Well, technically he ended the relationship because he never knew how to keep his legs closed or stay out of jail and stop stealing and doing crazy stuff like that, which was something that I wasn't going to subject myself to. As a child I did stuff like that, but when you grow up you understand that that is not cool, and it's not fine, and it's not a way of life. So I let go of that relationship, and I moved on, and ever since then I have been celibate. That's right, celibate. In the last 3 years I've learned what it is to be loved by God. And at the end of the day, when I'm feeling like I'm in need, okay? Yeah, that little twitch starts happening, I pray. You know what I'm saying? And I tell God to take it away from me. Fill me up, God. Fill me up with your presence. Yes, it's natural for us to want to have sex and to be in a relationship, to be held, to be loved, to have companionship, to have intimacy. But I realize I need to have that with myself before I can have that with anybody else. So I have been investing the last 3 years in me. And even though the last 3 years has been a struggle, it has been hard, I absolutely love the woman that I have become and that I'm growing to be. And I want to inspire and motivate anybody that's out there so that they can know that God loves them. In spite of all your old demons and what you've been through, God loves you. He gave you self-confidence. He gave you determination. And I just want you to know, don't compare yourself to anybody, because He didn't make you to compare you to anybody. He made you wonderfully and phenomenally in His image. And that's what's important. That's what matters. And if I could save another soul so they could see that in spite of what they've done in the past, God still loves them and will bring them up, I will give the rest of my life doing it, because He saved me. And He still is. And it just breaks my heart that I get on social media and there's so much negativity and so many people that are just down and just depressed, and they're focusing so much on other people instead of themselves. We gotta do better. We gotta do better. If you see something that's working for you and God is helping you, share it. What are you afraid of? They can even say, yes, I want to get to know God, or they can say no. And at that point, you just continue to let God live through you and your actions and your ways. So I want everybody to be encouraged, be motivated, be inspired, be determined. If you want a man, girl, focus on you first. If you want a wife, focus on you first. Make you the best that you can be, so when those times come to be a mother, to be a father, to be a wife or a husband, you are ready and you are prepared and you're already established within yourself. Have a close, tight relationship with God where you can talk to Him like I'm talking right now and being transparent with you. I'm extremely transparent, with my conversations with God. I talk to God like I talk to everybody else. I'd be like, really, God? Like, are you playing with me? You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, lies. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, my relationship with Him is amazing. And the blessings that are happening from my faithfulness and from my determination are just mind-boggling. It's just blowing me out the water, and I just can't believe it there. Also, another thing that I wanted to touch about is beauty. I got in the beauty industry because I wanted everybody in the world to feel beautiful and to understand we are all beautiful, regardless of what the next person thinks. Yes, we have flaws, but we are all beautiful. So I could have did this video with my face beat to the gods, because I like to be the face. But I wanted you to see my imperfections. This is real life. I didn't even, I'm not using a filter. I'm not using my Canon to make it look like I got porcelain skin. This is me. This is Noelle. She has hyperpigmentation. Okay? Always had this because I have high cheekbones and I'm fat. Whatever. I have a mustache. Roll hair here. I got a breakout right here. I'm like, what the heck is that? So, I got dark circles because your girl be studying and don't, get any rest or anything like that. But yeah, this is me. I have a dark neck. God only knows why my neck is dark. I'm really trying to find a procedure because, yeah, I don't like having this dark neck. I scrub my neck every freaking day and still remains dark. It's not like I got melasma and I'm pregnant or something. Like, why is my neck dark? For no damn reason. Nothing else on my body like that. Just my neck. I don't get it. But I love myself. I love myself. I love myself even though I have these weird imperfections. How one eye is lazier than the other eye. How I have 1,000 moles and freckles, and how I get more and more every month. How my jaw is now crooked. How I'm fat and considered obese, but still slaying because that's what I want to do. Still looking good because that's what I believe that I look. Not because somebody else tell me I look good, but because I say I look good. And because I dress how I want to dress. And because I'm comfortable in what I'm wearing. So I just want you all to be encouraged. And I'm going to insert some clips of some quotes and different things. And I just really want you to look at them. It's also another poem that I've talked about before by Paul Laurence Dunbar called We Wear the Mask. I want you to read that poem, interpret what it's saying, and then look at how it is in your life. The quotes that I'm going to insert, I also want you to look at those and figure out what it is that you're not doing and apply it to your life. Last but not least, if you do not have a relationship with God and your Son Jesus Christ, I need for you to stop this video, open your Bible, and give your life to Him. This world is not getting any better, and it starts within us. If we can better ourselves first, then we can move forward and we can save lives, save souls, bring everybody to Christ, and have more unity in this world. So even though I know this video is long, I hope you have watched it to the end, and I hope it has inspired and motivated you to be the best you can be. in spite of where you came from, in spite of your hardship, in spite of what you're going through now, in spite of all the hurt and pain that you're going through. Where are you today? Where is your self-confidence, your self-respect? You know what I'm saying? Where's your self-esteem at today? Where does your self-esteem lie? Is it lying in somebody else's hand or within you? One more thing. I need people to understand that when you're angry and you're going through something, you are upset, the person that put you there is your fault, because you gave that person the ability to take you out of your element, to piss you off, to upset you, and now make you feel a different way. But I'm asking you to claim that back. Claim that authority back over your life. Rebuke Satan every day. If anything negative comes towards you, I rebuke it in the name of Jesus in advance for you. I want nothing but blessings and just save souls, to go to Christ, and for us to just be happy. So I hope this message reaches somebody and blesses them. And my complete transparency, and just understand that what you see on social media is not reality. Some of it is, some of it isn't. I promise you, if you were a fly on the wall, you will see that all these people out here do not have perfect lives. They are struggling and suffering just like you, just at a different magnitude. So love yourself, embrace yourself, embrace where God has you in your life right now. Don't look at what other people have and how God is blessing them, but push yourself to have and want to succeed. God will give you the desires of your heart, and He will make it so that you will be A-OK. So once again, this is your girl Noe'l Shaefon. I hope I have blessed you today, and I see you on the top. Bye.